Love that. Hello, beautiful people. I am Victoria, your host, and this is Nostalgia Podcast, where music and storytelling meet. Guests come onto the show with 5 of their most nostalgic tracks, and we dive into the nostalgia and everything in between. On today's episode, we have LEVERSON.
Gun fingers.
Do you know what I mean? I had gun fingers for South London because LEVERSON hails from South London, is a Voices Radio resident and runs the DJ collective Low Jams. He showcases his love for soulful, groove-laden music, blending a selection of sounds ranging from the late 70s souls, late 90s neo soul, and South American hip-hop, all the way from the South London jazz and grime in his sets. Like, you just cover everything. Everything. I love this.
If it's got soul, if it's got vibes, I'm there.
You're just there.
Yeah.
I love it.
No heavy metal, please.
No screaming, no crazy music like that. Just the soul and the vibes.
Or the soul.
I love that. And he's known for his future R&B joints, deep cuts and remixes, and played in the huge festivals in Austin, and Amsterdam, and iconic venues such as the Ministry of Sound and XOY. Oh, LEVERSON, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So, LEVERSON, I asked you to come into the show and bring 5 of your most nostalgic tracks. I asked everybody this. How easy or how hard was it for you to choose those tracks?
Easy.
I love that.
Easy. It's one of them ones where, like I said earlier, like I went through my entire library. I was like, you know what? As much as I love these songs, like only a few of them are like, right, this is like instrumental for me, for my musical upbringing and how it got me into music generally, and ones which you know when you listen to a song and you just have the memory attached, you're like, I know this song, it makes me think of a certain time or a place or whatever. So all these 5 songs that I've chosen are ones that bring a time and place to it. Yeah.
And I honestly feel like your playlist is just like, it encapsulates just you and all the genres that you play.
Yeah.
Because like just listening to it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what you like. This is your funk. This is your R&B. This is your hip hop. It was just a mixture of everything. So I'm super excited to talk about today. So let us kick it off with welcome to the world classic Beach of the Gorillaz, featuring Snoop Dogg.
Revolution will be televised.
It's one of those songs, yeah. I'm trying to find a little place that I could, like, you know, I can like stop it, where it's just like a nice little pause.
There's none. You just like, I need more.
Yeah.
Give me more.
Just goes more. Like, it's just like never ending, like another land. Oh, it's such a vibe.
Wicked.
Thank you so much for bringing this one on. I haven't heard this song.
You're welcome.
I honestly haven't heard this song. I obviously know about the Gorillaz and obviously Snoop Dogg, but this song was just like, yeah, beautiful to the ears, especially with these headphones as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, better than my headphones at home. So.
Same here. But tell me, why this song?
Well, I mean, Gorillaz' Plastic Beach album was one of the first albums that kind of made me notice music. It's kind of it's one of them ones that my dad had it on CD, and anytime we were like in the car, it just happened to kind of be in there. So I've heard this album 3 trillion times on repeat, and I mean it came out in what 2010. So and this is showing my age, but I was 7 years old at the time. So it was kind of just this and it was like there's some like wacky tracks on the album, like Super Fast Jellyfish and stuff, where 7-year-old me was like, oh my god, this is so funny. Why are they talking about jellyfish? Like, and yeah, it's just it's one of those ones. It kind of showcases the whole vibe of the album so well, and kind of brings you into that kind of mindset. And I've got a big love for kind of intro tracks generally. One thing that I really want to do at some point is do a radio show just of intro tracks.
That's a sick idea.
Yeah, just why not?
I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, Gorillaz is an iconic group. So, like, I just love how quirky they are. I love how they just kept their, they're anonymous. Like, no, we don't know who they are. They're like a Banksy of the music world.
Well, no, you do know who they are.
You do know who they are now?
Yeah, it's like Damon Albarn and them.
Stop it.
Well, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Not doing your research,
I'm really not doing my research. I thought they were still anonymous.
No,
They came out like...
I swear they've been public about who they were since the beginning. It's just,
really
obviously, they got the characters in there. So publicly, it's just these 4 animated characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think who. It's Damon Albarn. I think it's Yukumi Nagano of Little Dragon.
Stop it.
2 other people, I can't think who.
I think I was just so caught up in the fact that they were just like these like anonymous artists and like just animated people that I just absolutely love.
In your
them.
mind, you want to believe that it's just some characters.
I literally just wanted to run with that idea. I just but yeah, absolutely love them. Clearly didn't do my research, but I'll take that one on the chin. But I love the fact that, again, this is a great intro track for you to bring onto the show, based on the fact that you seem to have a love for intro tracks, because most of your songs actually are intro tracks from albums.
What, the ones that I sent through?
Yeah, some of them are.
I haven't even thought about that.
Some of them are.
Subconscious.
Subconsciously you had it. But I just love the blend of genres that this song kind of brings. And again, it kind of like speaks to those blended genres that you kind of like.
Everything I'm about is blending genres. I think it's boring if you got a track. As much as I do love tracks which are just hip hop or just jazz or just whatever, when you got a mix of everything, it's just the best of everything. And when it's done right, it's done so right.
No, definitely. And this was done just so right. And the touch was of Snoop Dogg just coming in with his that iconic
that voice.
Yeah. That Snoop Dogg voice just coming in. And it's just not evasive, but it just works just so beautifully well. And I love the fact that it's more musically, instrumentally driven rather than the lyrics. It just gives it that time, that space for it to breathe and just do its thing and expand. You know what I mean?
Well, all the kind of music that I love is always musically driven, first and foremost. It's always any sort of vocals or rapping or singing or whatever is almost kind of an instrument within itself. So it doesn't have to be the forefront of everything. So yeah, I mean, prime example, it's literally just adding little bits here and there. It's not trying to take over the whole track.
Exactly. So yeah, why the genres? Like all the genres that I listed out, why those particular genres, and how did you kind of get there?
I mean, kind of especially with the older stuff that I listen to, I've kind of always got to credit my dad for it, because my dad is a massive music lover. He's got huge record collection at home and all that, and he's got like an entire wall of literally just CDs. And yeah, just growing up with him showing me everything from Mos Def to the Beatles to Herbie Hancock, literally just every possible thing. And so yeah, I got to credit my dad for just this random ridiculous mix of music that I listen to now.
Just opening up that world, and you kind of just like ran with it and you started exploring and finding your own kind of way with it. I love that.
It's been a nice like little full circle moment, because it used to be when I was younger, he'd be like, oh wait, you like this album? Okay, check out this one. And now I've got him sending me messages on WhatsApp being like, you got any music recommendations?
I love when that happens. Like, the teacher No.
The student
The
has
student
become
becomes a
the ma-
teacher.
The,
There
the,
we
mas-
go.
the
The student becomes a master. Yes.
I'll be the master, thank you. I'll take that.
I love that. I love that. But you also host the bi-monthly listening sessions, and you kind of like elevate the underground and worldwide of rap and grime and the future R&B. Again, rap, grime, future R&B, and jazzy electronica. Like, why do you think that was so important for you to do? Why do you think that was like?
Well, I mean, the whole reason I started Low Jams generally. So I've only been doing it for 3-4 months initially, just as a radio show. But I kind of thought, you know what? I'm quite introverted when it comes to events and that. I'm not the type to kind of go out clubbing and, you know, get absolutely wasted and start dancing like no one's watching. Yeah. So the whole idea was that I wanted to create something that I'd want to go out to. And while there is stuff like, I got to say big shout out to like Girls Love Soul, who do an amazing monthly night. Problem is, they do it in like North London.
Right.
And I cannot be asked for that. But yeah, that was kind of a chief inspiration for what I'm doing now, in terms of it's stuff that I'd literally listen to while I'm at home, but I get the added benefit of being able to be with my mates and meeting new people and kind of being in a social kind of community space while also listening to the stuff that I love, rather than being out and listening to music that I might not particularly like, just as an excuse to kind of have a night out with my mates. Yeah.
No, I love that.
It's kind of the anti-club event.
I love that. And it just like, I guess like you said, that community, building that community, having that space for you guys to listen to kind of music that you don't necessarily hear consistently, like, you know, on the radio or whatever. Like you hear it, like just that underground sort of vibe that everyone kind of connects to. I love that. Absolutely love it. Like I said, definitely come to the next one, and definitely we'll shout out and let people know where the next one is.
Yeah, well, it should be 18th of Feb down at Bustamantis in Deptford. Tickets gonna be cheap. It's gonna be like £2 because I want it to be
accessible
for everyone. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
an iconic venue as well. Yeah, I love Bustamantis. So
have some food first, eh?
Yeah,
100%.
100%. So like with people kind of usually kind of sticking to a particular niche, or like a particular lane, like, you know, creatives kind of say like, this is my thing, I'm just going to stick with this particular thing. You seem to have just broadened that variety and just kind of gone everywhere.
Variety's the spice of life, man.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And I think, why is that important for you to maintain that variety?
Well, I mean, if you just have too much of one thing, it gets boring. And no shade to people who exclusively play A, B, or C, but when you just got everything, it's like, I know it especially when you're playing it live, like at one of the Low Jams events, it's you don't know what's coming next, but not in like a oh, I have no idea what to expect. Like there's always a ballpark of soulful kind of rhythmic kind of you know cool kind of stuff, but yeah, it's always important to have variety, because all the music that you would listen to has all these different inspirations, and why should you only listen to the final product rather than the stuff that makes as a whole?
Yeah, no, definitely. And particularly in the world and a time where, like, you know, Spotify will recommend you songs, or like, you know, the algorithm kind of keeps you locked into this like certain genre or space. Just having that different varieties of those different genres that you're kind of bring within your community just gives people that chance for you to kind of open their ears and listen. I listened to one of your SoundCloud shows that you done recently, and I'm shazamming like every other song, because I was like, what? I have never heard this. This is blowing my mind. This is freaking amazing. So like, you're doing the work in terms of getting people out there. So now,
well, I mean, that's the whole ethos of the radio show as well. The fact that I'm not trying to play any bait tunes or even from bait artists. It's literally whatever I found through SoundCloud. Or, I mean, I literally only signed up to Spotify about a year or so ago, because I was so adamant in like, oh, it's working against the music industry. These artists don't get paid. And eventually I kind of just gave in. I was like, right, I can't be having like 5,000 songs on my phone all the time, and I want to find new stuff. And you know what, the whole like Discover Weekly thing on Spotify always manages to nice me. I always manage to get kind of 10, 15 songs off that. I'm like, you know what?
It's not that bad, is it?
I don't actually mind it.
No, but I completely hear you in terms of just, you know, how it's set, the industry set up, and it's not necessarily for
Artists.
greatly for artists at the minute. But
you got to change it.
You got completely got to change it. You got to support the artists as and when you can. But I think what was interesting is that the fact that you're actively seeking these artists, you're actively looking and finding that. I think that skill or that kind of like art form is a little bit like, well, for me maybe it's just a little bit lost. I kind of like, I got lazy. Spotify's there, it's gonna show me something. But I remember the days like searching, scouring, like trying to find an artist and trying to look for that. Is that the process that you kind of go through? Is that what you do?
I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it comes from the whole crate digging thing. The amount of times that, like, if me and my dad have gone somewhere and we find a record store and he's just looking through every single crate of literally everything, trying to look for that 50p bargain and all that, and kind of an updated version of that. I hear a song on Discover Weekly or find one on SoundCloud or literally hear one on the radio. I think, right, this is sick. Let me check out more songs from this artist, and through that I'll find new artists. One of my favorite artists right now, my boy Lando, he's from Wolverhampton, and I found him through an artist called Anyone the Wanderer, who I found through Ivan Av.
Wow.
And Ivan Av I found through something or other, and it's literally just been a knock-on effect of not only finding people online through their music, but also going to those shows and be like, oh wait, you like this kind of yeah. Meet my boy here, yeah.
I love that. I love that connection and that, you know, just like putting the threads together and kind of finding those artists. I think that's such a beauty in that. And I think we all should kind of still do that and continue to do that. And I think especially
100%.
with like DJs such as yourself, you're pushing that forward and you're kind of making it a bit more accessible for people to kind of like discover these artists. So no, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. And big up your dad as well, like showing you like,
always.
you know, the crate digging, like, and making sure that you're searching and digging and finding those amazing artists. I love that. So on to your next song, Come Together by The Internet. Like,
yes, tune.
Great group. Let's give it a listen.
Sid's vocals.
That little horn in the background, the little... Such a tune, man. Such a tune and such an iconic group. I was so sad.
I love The Internet.
Listen, I love The Internet. I was so sad when they just split up. I was like, really? Why? But apparently they're teasing new music down the line.
I need it.
I'm
Give
right
it to me.
I'm right there
My emails
with
are
you.
open.
Please. Like, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Like, iconic. I can't believe that this was like 11 years ago. Like, what the hell?
Oh, no, it's not that long ago. It
can't.
2018.
This is 2018?
2018, Hive Mind, yeah.
Love that. Maybe when they came out was 11 years ago.
Well, their first Grammy-winning album, Ego Death, that was 2016.
Their first album.
Where Steve Lacy was 19 at the time. He was still in high school. The only reason he was on the album is because they were looking for another guitarist, and they just happened to know, I think, his older brother or something, and they were like, oh, well, this guy plays guitar. And yeah, wins a Grammy at 19.
Stop it. Just cash.
Must
Nothing
be
big.
nice.
No, nothing big. Nothing big. The first album that I discovered them was 2013, their Feel Good album.
Oh, Is that the one with like the purple cover?
Yeah, it's like the watery kind of like that vibe. That was like the first album that I discovered, and then Ego Death was just like that follow up. But the Feel Good, I used to rinse that just like consistently. And then looking back, I'm like, what? That was like 11. I'm old. That was like 11 years ago. But like revisiting it and even hearing this song, it still sounds fresh. It still sounds modern.
Yeah.
It just still it's time. It feels a bit timeless.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's what happens when you. I mean, when you don't go the full route of doing just all electronic production, everything's done through a laptop. It's real instruments, and real instruments can never sound old, really, unless you recorded them like 100 years ago.
But it gives that authenticity. It just gives that feel and that absolute vibe. And I feel like they were my gateway into like alternative R&B.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like this doesn't sound, mainstream. It doesn't sound like everything else. It just sounds just them. It just sounds very internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're absolutely amazing. But why this song?
Well, so I mean the song and the album in total are so important to me because it's the first album I ever bought on vinyl.
Nice.
And so obviously it's the first track of the album. So I've just the memories of I got it at Banquet Records in Kingston, and at the time I was still obviously living with my parents, and I remember putting it on my dad's record player for the first time. Just ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Open the gateway to me now spending my entire paycheck on records.
But yeah, a good gateway though. A good gateway. Like,
let's see what my bank account has to say about that. Rent, who needs it? Like
living, like eating. No, what's that? Music.
I'll eat the soul food.
literally. But nah, like, love that. Absolutely love that. So like, you just discovered it in a record shop and just like.
Well, I discovered it through So my dad had a compilation CD from Benji B. It was one of his deviation ones, and they had Girl by the Internet and Kate Renata on that album, and through that I found Ego Death, and it was kind of not too long after that they released this album, and I was like, I need this. I need that. I want it in my hands. Like I can't settle for just listening to this with Spotify with all the ads and stuff at the time as well.
You had to have just the real thing, and I love how vinyl's making that comeback.
100%,
like,
yeah.
Great.
Well, last year was, I think, it had the biggest sales since like 1995 in terms of records.
Amazing. Freaking amazing. Like I'm really, really tempted. I'm so close to just jumping the deep end and just like doing away.
Tell me you
with
got a
the
record player
digital.
though.
I do not. I have freaking beautiful
I thought we could
speakers.
be friends.
No, I want to be friends. Listen, I really do want to be friends. And like, you're going to show me where all the record shops are. And you're going to show me how to like dig in the bins. Because like, honestly, I'm so close. I got 6 speakers. Mwah, speakers.
6 speakers?
Speakers. Like, my speakers are just like...
But no record player?
Sound. No record player. That's the next step. I'm graduating. Allow me to graduate. But no. No, amazing. I love how vinyl's making a comeback. I love how it looks, the feel, the sound, the crackle. Just like, it's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Even like when you get like a booklet inside of it as well. And even when it's just, the lyrics or whatever. But I love it when it's got like the full story of, we went to this studio in the middle of the desert or some...
It's nice to have that backstory, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
nice
always.
to have that backstory. It's absolutely good. But no, it's like, even I was in a clear out the other day and CDs. I have like a shit ton of CDs. And I was like, there's no way that I can keep these because I couldn't throw them away though because I'm so attached to them. But what am I playing them on? There's nothing to play. Like even this laptop does not have a CD player. So like, what am I playing these
Xbox,
on?
I don't know.
PlayStation, I don't know. But no, love that vinyl's making a comeback. CDs, unfortunately, just did not make the cut. But it is what it is. So how did you get into DJing?
Well, I mean, I've only been... So I started DJing back in 2020 during lockdown. And so I'd obviously always loved music. And at the time, I made a lot of music. And yeah, I did a few bits for like radio and that back in 2018. I literally had to trek 3.5 hours to the nearest like radio station that would let me play. And that meant, so I was living near Slough at the time. I'd travel from Slough to Clapham Junction all the way into London, then back out to Guildford. Yeah, all the way, like, just to do radio. And the first few times I did that, I was like, you know what? As much as I love making music, like, I can never make anything this good. Like, let me be real. I cannot make stuff this good. So why not? And at the time, I was in school, so everyone was listening to, I'd Be Young. I don't even know what, like, because I was never enticed by that kind of sheep mentality of, this is doing the rounds, like, I need to like it. But yeah, so come lockdown, I decided, you know what, I need to do something with my time. I'm not good at being kind of sat at home, kind of just doing nothing. I need to be busy with it. And yeah, I just started literally just DJing through the software on my laptop. I didn't even have decks or anything. So I'd do everything that you would on decks, but literally with a mouse on my laptop.
Yeah.
And so I posted mixes every week for a show that I made called Gradients. And I mean, I ran that up until beginning of last year.
Amazing.
Actually. And yes, I was posting every week, and I realized that a lot of these things were getting traction. Not even so much in the UK. I was getting loads of plays in like Cape Town and Ohio and stuff just randomly. I was like, you know what? People seem to like the music that I find. And yeah, so fast forward to 2021, I went to uni to study music production, and I did that for a few months, and it kind of ruined making music for me, because everything I had to make had to be in this box of has to be 2.5 minutes long to this brief, use these instruments, X, Y, and Z. So that meant that everyone's music sounded the same. And so I was literally there for about 3 months, and I thought, you know what, this ain't it. So I dropped out, and within literally a couple of weeks, I was out in America DJing at South by Southwest. Because I started doing radio for Voices Radio back when it literally in the first couple of weeks that it started. I had a mate who recommended it to me, and I was like, okay, cool. This is the step up that I was looking for.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything from there has been a knock-on effect of opportunities that I've gotten through radio, and also the fact that I've got all this free time that I used to use making shitty little SoundCloud beats and that. And yeah.
Amazing. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That trek, though, dedication. That was like dedication. Like, I would love to do this. I'm going to do it. Like, I love that. And yeah, it's unfortunate. I guess sometimes you have to kind of go through the motions, or kind of go into uni and maybe seeing, is this what I want to do in this kind of way? Yeah. And then for you to realize that, no, it's not necessarily my thing. I have the same thing about law. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer. I said, yeah, law. Went to law and like...
Been watching too much Suits.
Do you know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, I could argue. I could do that. Literally went to college and was just like, I didn't even make it to uni. Went to college and was just like, heck no.
Nah.
Not
just have a little like existential crisis. Like, right, what do I do now?
Literally, what are we going to do now? But no, that's absolutely amazing. Like, proper, just everything kind of like domino effect, fell into space. Like, it was just kind of meant to be.
Not without hard work, and literally just
of course.
Because obviously I'd moved out of my parents' house. I was living in London in my own flat. I was like, right, cool, I need to make some money. And because I wasn't getting any student loan or anything anymore, all my time and effort went into working in retail at the time, and in every single bit of free time doing like ad hoc radio shows and doing really terrible bookings at like bars and stuff for virtually no money, and then keeping on doing that. And the people are like, oh, I've seen you play there. Do you want to play this thing as well? And then, yeah, literally from doing 3 years of DJing and not getting any sleep when you rest, I'm here now. Woo!
You're here now, man. No, that's amazing. Like, and you know, you got to love the journey as much as it can feel like.
Trust the process, man.
100%. I guess like out of all the genres that you mentioned playing, like what would you be like your favorite one since like your time of DJing? What has been that one that speaks to you the most?
My favorite one to listen to or to play?
Oh, good. Like I love that follow-up question. Let's do both. Let's do to play first.
I mean, my favorite one to play kind of come into the category of future R&B, because as much as I love, 90s R&B and kind of neo soul and all that, I'm a huge fan of like Selection and stuff like that. So that was kind of a lot of my introduction to stuff that's electronic-y but not dancey, and kind of soulful but not old school.
Yeah.
And so future R&B like artists like Shauna Zeus and Jeremy and all those kind of people, it's like, right, this is stuff that still sounds timeless but also futuristic.
Yeah, definitely.
And then favorite stuff that I like to just listen to, kind of the London jazz over the past kind of 10 years.
Wow.
Just, big love for jazz, like Yusuf Days, Kamal Williams, Ubaya Garcia.
Love that.
Nice
mix. Nice mix. So tell us more about your Voices show, because I think that was one episode that I kind of listened to. Like, tell me a bit more about that. And you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, well, so I've been doing Voices generally since July 2021, so just before I moved back to London. Originally it was, I mean, it's kind of the same music that I've been playing the entire time, but originally it was kind of just, hi, it's me, I'm Leverson, I'm new, let me give you my music. And I was running Gradients for a while on there and on Arja Radio as well, down in Deptford. And yeah, I did that for a while. It's all going really well. And then I started doing a few guest mixes for Represent Radio down in Brixton.
Nice.
And I thought, okay, cool, this is like the logical career progression. I've been with Voices for almost 2 years at that point. I was like, okay, cool, ready to take the next step. Unfortunately, I was at Represent for about 6 months exclusively, and it kind of just didn't work out. I missed the whole community feel of Voices, and the fact that, I mean, an annoying thing, because obviously a lot of the stuff that I play is explicit in lyrics, and it's FM radio. I'm having to spend hours cleaning up all these tracks, and it took away a little bit from the joy of just being able to make a track list and talk about it, and it kind of feeling a little bit informal. And I enjoyed the whole aspect of it being super professional and filmed, and oh my god, content, look at him doing cool things. But yeah, when the actual thing that it's about, which is the music, kind of feels like it's being watered down by the amount of work that I have to do around it, yeah, I felt like it was only right to come back home to Voices, and I've been there since October again last year. And yeah, doing all the low jam stuff, and kind of try and make a brand, collective experience, whatever you want to call it.
No, I love that. And then, like I said, I was just Shazamming all of those songs. I was just like, I love it.
The track lists are in the description, right?
I'm a bit of a Shazam girly. I like the process of Shazamming.
But some of them might not be on Shazam. Some of them are like SoundCloud.
True, SoundCloud. Yeah, I think I got a couple from Shazam.
You've got deep cuts, man.
You do. You really do. Like that, I think about it. One I could not Shazam. I will definitely check out the track list. I was multitasking. I definitely will. So do you know why? Like you mentioned, like sort of like our alternative R&B, and that's kind of like the genre that you love to play. Why do you think that's such a growing? I think you touched on it slightly. Just the fact that it's like it's still fresh, it's still kind of modern, but kind of has that old take. Like, do you think that's why it's a growing kind of like genre? Do you think that's why it's kind of expanding?
I don't know. You know what? I kind of almost wouldn't say that it's growing. I'd say contemporary R&B as a whole is growing. You got your artists like Ray and stuff, and then you got kind of the less mainstreamy side, like Cleo Soul and Salt and all that kind of vibe. But I'd say future R&B hasn't quite blown in terms of a commercial setting yet.
Right.
And almost not that I'd want it to, because I like the fact that it's kind of underground and new, and young producers doing it and all of that. I forgot what the question you asked was.
Just like
I got so carried away with intricacies of the genre.
Love it. I was just asking, like, do you think it's a growing genre? But I think you've answered the question. You don't really think it is. You think it's a subsection of that is just kind of like merging and it's doing its thing. And I guess
I mean, it's always developing and changing. 100%. And I reckon 10 years down the line we'll have 10 more subsections of future R&B. Yeah.
Yeah, but you love the fact that it's a subsection. You kind of want it to kind of stay in that love.
I love the undergroundy kind of.
Yeah.
It's one of them ones. As soon as I hear someone else listening to it, it's like, oh. As much as I love promoting all these artists and stuff, it's kind of like, oh, this was my thing. I got to steal my music from me. It's feeling overprotective.
No, I hear that. I completely hear that.
Gatekeeping.
Sometimes it's nice to kind of gatekeep and have that nice little thing that's like...
But I've no right to feel upset about gatekeeping when I'm literally promoting this music.
Literally are.
I'm having my cake and trying to eat it.
Basically. At least you know. And, you know, like, acceptance is the first step.
No denial here.
No denial there. No denial. But you mentioned that you played in Amsterdam, you played in Austin. But you are going to play in Tokyo next month.
Super excited about that.
Tell me more about that.
So I'm heading out kind of the end of Feb. I'm going to be there for about 10, 12 days. My boy Ricardo is living out there right now. And we were just talking about how he misses kind of UK music and stuff. 'Cause he's out there for a year studying. And jokingly, I was like, oh, I'll come visit you in it. And he kind of like, you serious? Like, I was like, okay. And I kind of thought about it because Japan's one of those places I've always wanted to visit. And it kind of seemed like everything just lined up quite nicely in terms of the way my career's going and the fact that he's living out there and the fact that I know people who know people and all that. And it's kind of snowballed from finding one place who would be willing to let me play for like 20 quid. And then from there, me thinking, right, how many other people can I like cold email? And just me sending all these emails to all these clubs and promoters and everyone that I could possibly find. And now I'm doing a reasonable amount of gigs out there, and it gives me the chance to kind of explore and figure out what more there is musically in the world, innit?
Definitely.
So excited though.
No, congrats, man. That
Not looking forward to the flight.
Yeah.
No.
We're talking like 14 more?
Yeah, well, I got to fly 11 hours to Shanghai, then another 3-4 to Tokyo from there. I think an hour train to the hotel. And the jet lag is going to be...
Oh, it's going to be intense.
Fun.
It's going to be intense, but so worth it.
100%.
So worth it.
100%.
Nah, I love that. And is there like an alternative R&B scene kind of like growing in Tokyo?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no idea. What I've kind of found out from talking to people is that annoyingly the hip hop scene that was big about 10 maybe 15 years ago has kind of died down a bit. There's less kind of hip hop listening bars, which is the kind of thing that I want to be doing there. But so it means that most of the stuff I'm going to be doing is kind of more clubby orientated, which I don't mind doing, but it's not what I wanted. But yeah, I mean, I know that there's loads of sick musicians out there who are still doing their thing, regardless of where the general crowd
is kind of heading.
So I'm looking forward to. I've got a few people that I'm going to be meeting up with out there, and hopefully they can point me in the right directions. Looking forward to record stores out there as well. Yeah. When I tell you I'm going to have to bring back another suitcase just full of records and vintage clothes.
I love that. And you can always sprinkle it in, like in your set, and just like a little, like, a little teaser, see how everyone reacts, and just like take it from there. But no, amazing. Congrats, man. Can't wait to hear about it. On to your next song. Faze-O, Riding High.
Yeah, Faze-O.
Let's give it a listen.
This song makes me feel like I'm a pimp. just imagine me like all the furs, like little feather coming out my hat. Gold tooth.
Yeah. Ready to hit the streets, like.
I love the bass line.
Yeah.
So crazy as well.
That funk, that bass.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, literally. Again, like, I could just hear your genre, just hear you coming through. And again, this is your, like, another first song of an album. This is the intro song
You know what?
album.
I've never actually listened to the rest of the album. And it's one of those ones that I've been meaning to for ages. And it kind of just... I've got a list in my reminders
to kind of listen
of
to it.
this whole listening list of stuff that I need to check out. And annoyingly, it's one of those ones that kind of keeps falling further and further down as I keep finding new stuff. But yeah, right, that's what I'm listening to on the way back home today. I gotta.
Such a tune. The funk, the vibe, the bass, the high in the background, just like. Yeah, thank you for bringing this on. Like, I think you're the first one maybe to bring like such a funky kind of like vibe to it. I absolutely love this. Why the song?
My dad again.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad loves soul music generally. He introduced me to Earth, Wind and Fire and Gil Scott-Heron. Everything kind of 70s funk, blaxploitation-y kind of stuff. This particular song. Was on a compilation CD. Again, he had some. I've never seen it anywhere else apart from in my dad's collection. It's called The Trip by someone called Tom Middleton. I've no idea who that is.
Yeah.
But shout out Tom Middleton for
Shout
putting together a wicked compilation. Again, one of those songs that kind of I just associate a time and place with. In my head, that's me. Sat in the back seat of my parents' car, and it's like dark, and we're just driving on the motorway or something, and it's just vibes, isn't it? Yeah. That's literally all there is to it. It's just got such a nostalgic feel to me. Yeah. It's annoying because I wanted to add the song that comes immediately after this one in the compilation as well. Space Talk by Asher Putley, and it's that same kind of chill, sultry kind of funky soul stuff. I literally had to flip a coin to figure out which one to send you. Yeah, I love it.
Such a tune, like honestly, really glad that you brought that on. Definitely gonna add that to my like songs. Like a good feel, and what a song to kind of like. It's like I feel like it's like a driving song. That is 100%, a driving song.
Riding high, like.
Do you know what I mean? Like just going down the motorway, just driving to that. Like, no wonder why it just stuck in your memory. Like, I love that. And big up your dad once again. He has sick music taste. Sick. I absolutely
got to get him on the show next.
Do you know what I mean? I want to hear his nostalgia.
I've still right. Mark my words. One day, me and my dad will do like DJ back to back.
I think you guys should.
It just needs to happen. Yeah. It's too long overdue now.
100%. Nah, that's such a good idea. Such a good idea. So yeah, you discovered Faze-O by your dad. I guess, do you think there's like a growing, because you play funk in your DJ sets? A little bit or not so much?
I mean, I'd almost call it more soul than funk.
Soul? Okay.
Because funk, I kind of think of like Parliament, like funkadelic kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, soul's always kind of a difficult one to put into kind of the DJ sets that I do because unless it's like a vibe like this where it's kind of a little bit,
Yeah,
it can get a little bit cheesy.
Right.
And especially with, again, no shade to a lot of DJs out there, but you get a certain type of music and a certain type of crowd at like funk, soul, disco kind of events and stuff like that. And this is kind of way left from kind of that whole, as much love Chic and Nile Rodgers and all that and Sister Sledge. It's a whole different. But this is the future R&B of the mid 70s. You know what I mean?
I like that description. Yeah. No, makes sense. So yeah, so you sprinkle in a little bit more soul into your sets, and kind of like, how is that reception kind of like? How do people kind of respond to it?
I mean, it's always a case of like, not even so much for stuff like this, but when I'm playing, do you know Big Crown Records? It's a record label.
No.
So their whole thing, they've got like Lady Blackbird, and there's a guy with a great mustache on on their label as well. But their whole thing is that it's all kind of almost kind of Motowny vibes without being kind of like dancey bait kind of Motown,
right.
but all that kind of stuff. And the way it's recorded is very similar to like Salt in the terms that it's all kind of old analog equipment and stuff. And I love playing stuff like that in sets and on radio and that, because I'll always play this game with like whoever's producing my show. I'll be like, guess what year this is made in?
Right.
1972. I'll be like, yeah, last year.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bobby Rosa. That's
Rosa.
soul singer from Finland.
Love that. Definitely check them out. 100%.
And his moustache.
And his moustache. I'll definitely check them out.
It's like one of those like kind of French pencil thin ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro is suave. Yeah.
Suave. Definitely check that out. Because I found that, because 70s is such a distinct genre, like the soul, the funk, but obviously as you described it, these like, this record label is kind of producing sort of something that is still quite keeping that nostalgic feel and vibe to it, but kind of giving that fresh sort of spin to make it a little bit more accessible, which is exciting to hear, and to kind of bring that kind of like the oldies to now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's important in all music to look back on the originals and where it came from and where it can lead if you're willing not even to be so progressive as to do new instruments or sounds or whatever. Just be like, right, how about if I do something like that, but just kind of do it again in my own way?
Yeah.
Like, not everything, as much as I do tend to play kind of futuristic, contemporary kind of stuff, it's great to have stuff that knows that it's kind of trying to throw back to a certain sound. Not everything has to be doing fresh. You can do something existing and do it well again.
Yeah, definitely. Like a really good sample, essentially. But just like giving it that own kind of that spin and that take. I love that. Absolutely love that. So I guess like with sort of like your genres, just your DJ style, what is that thing that kind of sets you apart as a DJ?
I don't know, man. I'd say the first thing that I think of is the fact that I don't play bait tunes.
Yeah.
Everything that I love about DJing is kind of playing something and then watching someone's reaction, be like, what? Shazam out. Or someone coming up to me like, get the track ID up, them take a picture of it. I feel like I've done my job in terms of, especially what kind of radio DJing used to be.
Right.
In terms of, that was the way that people found out about new music. That when there wasn't Spotify, like Discover Weekly and all that, you had people tuning in and it's like, okay, cool. Oh damn, what's this? I'm trying to bring that back. That kind of, not everything. You don't have to know everything. Like you need to keep your mind open to exploring new stuff. And if I can be that person to bring you that new music, then I've done what I set out to do.
Love that. Nah, can't go wrong with that. I feel like you've done it. I feel like you're doing it. You've done it, and you continue
I've
to
still
do it.
got a way to go.
Definitely, but you've done a good job so far, man. No, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. Your next song.
Yes.
OutKast.
Yeah.
SpottieOttieDopalicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give it a listen. Seven minutes. I will listen to the entire thing. Oh, like delicious.
Undefeated. Delicious. Yeah, delicious.
like that's how much describes. Just literally, like word to my sister. Like that's how she describes things, and I can definitely say that's just great. I know this song because of Erykah Badu's "Did You Know." So I know like so Erykah Badu sampled this song.
Huh?
Erykah Badu sampled this song. Do you want to hear Erykah Badu's one?
What, and didn't you know?
Yeah. I'm sure she
sure
did.
That's didn't you know? Didn't you? Didn't you know? Didn't you know?
Okay.
Wow, live fact checking.
Live fact checking. Like, okay. I'm sure she did. Or maybe maybe I'm hearing a sample of a sample of a sample then. Nah. Okay. So there's this artist called Mickey Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And she...
Wait, are you on Who Sampled right now?
Yeah. No, I'm not on Who Sampled. Okay. There's an artist called Mickey Taylor. And she sampled this song and Erykah Badu's song.
I see.
And now it's locked in my head.
I love mashups like this. Please send this to me.
I will. So I think that's why in my head I'm like, this is Erykah Badu's song. No, it's not. This is Mickey Taylor doing the cover of Erykah Badu and SpottieOttieDopalicious. But yeah, still.
Buddy idea.
SpottieOttieDopalicious. I listen, that took me a while to say, like, I gotta get this one right. SpottieOttieDopalicious.
That's the one.
There we go. It took me a while. But yeah, clearly I have this ingrained in my head, but I'll definitely send you that to you because that is a freaking tune. So if anyone listens to it, it's Didn't You Know and SpottieOttieDopalicious. Delicious. But that's how that's how I remember the song.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. But that's how I remember the song. But this is absolute freaking banger. Why this song? How did you hear it?
I mean, I've always had a love for like dub and reggae kind of stuff generally, and I love OutKast. I love Andre 3000, and it's one of those songs where the horns, they just get stuck in your head instantly. The amount of days that I've had where I've had to listen to that on repeat because I'd just be humming the same horns bit over and over in my head, and it's infectious in the best way possible. And I love long songs anyway. It took me all my strength not to send like 5 different like 20-minute long songs. But it's just one of those songs where every single part of it is just perfect.
Literally.
Every part.
Literally.
Can't fault it. Yeah.
Cannot. And with Andre 3000's bit at the end, just coming in with his lyrics and smoothness, and it's just like, it just rounds it off. And it doesn't feel like 7 minutes as well. Because I listened to the whole thing and I was like, this doesn't feel like, oh, for God's sake, like finish now. It just felt like, nah, I need you to continue.
Checking your watch.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what's next? It just felt like, it feels
You want it to
great.
go on for another 7 minutes.
Could potentially, like if I loop that, I'll be fine. Like it felt so good. And again, it just that you're naming all your genres. It just that song just encapsulates it all. It gives you just that little bit of everything.
100%.
And I'm 100% sure that Andre 3000, I don't know this for sure. I'm not gonna say this as facts, but I'm
You're
100%
under oath here.
sure. I'm under
Who's
oath.
got the Bible?
They're watching me. Like Andre,
Cameras there.
do you know what I mean? They're everywhere. Andre 3000 probably named this song because based on his last album, like his latest album, those names.
I'm gonna be real.
You haven't listened to it.
I've been, again, it's in the list of things I've been meaning to listen to, and it's just, I feel like I need to be in the right time, space, energy. I need to be meditating or some shit, like, to listen to it.
Some of those names that he came up with.
Unreal. Yeah, I've seen.
Just unreal.
It's like a madman's ramblings.
Do you know what I mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to put all my thoughts into this, like, song name. Like, just all my thoughts, literally.
No filter.
Just no filter. Like, this is how I feel and this is what I think. Send.
And then you listen to it, it's like some next flute business. Like,
and in no way does it relate, but yeah.
But who was it? It was Lupe Fiasco or someone who did that video of him spitting bars over some of the songs.
I haven't seen that.
See, that's the only thing that I've seen, and it's one of those ones where it's like, this is just melting my brain. What's happening here? It's the same with there's a similar one, you know, Jay Electronica.
Yeah.
So years and years and years ago, he did a 15-minute long song, like, of him spitting bars over the soundtrack of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which obviously no drums, it's like a completely like instrumental orchestral score, and he's spitting bars on top of it, and it is insane. I think it came out in like 2007 or something.
What?
Yeah. And it's not on any streaming things, I think. It's literally just on like SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's another one like, it's just, it melt, like I didn't know how to feel about it, because I was like, this is hard, but just not.
Yeah. Like, how is he, like, it
I don't
works,
understand.
but it doesn't. Yeah.
Explain.
Please. No, I feel, it's interesting how artists can do that and just kind of just take it to just different directions, but still somehow kind of make it work. Yeah. For us to kind of digest it and be like, oh, okay, we're going here.
You do you.
You do you. Yeah. But nah, I completely believe that Andre 3000 definitely named this track. But absolutely freaking iconic track. I guess, like, can you share any kind of sort of like memorable experience or like a particular nostalgic track that was just went off on one of your DJ sets? Like a song that everyone just went off.
I mean, it depends. Depends whether you class nostalgic as one that, like, in recent history that you haven't listened to in a while, or one that, like, is just like an old banger. It's like, oh, like, how come he's playing this? What the hell?
I guess nostalgic to you, or what? A song that you thought was nostalgic and then everyone went off.
Like, an example for both those. So I played at my mate's event, Lucid Living, back in December at Hackney Social, and two of the tracks that I had in there, one was was it you know, like Everybody Loves the Sunshine, Roy Ayers.
Yeah.
It was a sample of that, but with like Baby Keem on top of it. And so, but it started off like there is a oh no, yeah, and then as soon as like the drums and everything came in, people were just like, "What is this? Where am I?
What is going on?" Nice.
Yeah, and like a more recent one, Jero Van Dal a couple years ago did a remix of Section Boys' Lock Off, and that was another one where like, like the instrumental bit comes in, and it's like, and people are just like, what? Please, I need to go home at some point.
I love it when DJs do that though.
Yeah, I mean, the Lock Off, that one got like 4 reloads.
Love that.
It's a 3-minute song and it got 4 reloads.
Love that.
Carnage.
Love that.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love when DJs are able to take 2 songs that you would just not think that like this works.
And yet
but it
does.
just works.
Yeah.
It just freaking works.
It's like, how high do you have to be to come up with it?
Like, what was
Whenever
going
you're
on?
smoking, I want some.
You know what I mean? Like, what was going on when you just like these merged together and became a thing? But nah, I absolutely love it. And it's a skill, it's a talent, it's like an ear. It is like, I love it. I love it when DJs do that. It's
A1.
A1. And you also DJed for the likes of Etta Bond.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Sonny Jim. How was that?
So both of those were at Hootenanny in Brixton.
Nice.
Yeah, it was weird because I'd never. So Etta Bond was the first person that I'd like support DJ'd ever for. It was an event called Pussy Power at Hootenanny, and they had the likes of I think Tama Raby, her, Jessica Wilde, and I think one other artist. And it was weird because I'd never kind of shared the same performance space in that way with someone who's like, I've been listening to your music for a hot minute. Like it's an honor to play for you, and then it's a special kind of ego boost as well when you speak to them afterwards and they're like, yeah, that was sick. I was like, oh, my heart. and same with Sonny Jim. It was weird because it was literally like a last minute thing. I think either someone like pulled out from supporting or something or other. But I literally got the shout like earlier on in the day, being like, "Yo, do you want to do it?"
Yeah.
And they had CL Brooks there as well, who I'm a huge fan of. He's got such a funny voice, but but it works. And again, it was just like, cool. These are people that are great.
Yeah,
Like, what's happened there? I think my craziest support experience was playing for Stereo MCs, which are some like late 80s hip hop duo, and that was at Lafayette. So it's that's my biggest gig to date because they sold that out. So about 700 people there.
Nice.
And it was funny because my dad and his mates are all pretty big fans of it. And I sent my dad a text. I'm like, guess who I'm playing for tonight? And he was like, no idea. And I told him Stereo MCs. He's like, I don't believe you. I'm sorry. Who are you actually playing for? I'm like, no, seriously. That's the first gig where I've had like my own like little backroom area and like my own rider and stuff. It's like, damn, I feel my ego is boosted now.
Nah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Amazing. And more to come, man. More to come.
Touch wood.
No, definitely. Any kind of artist you thinking about collaborating with in the future, or you kind of like have your eye on, or you kind of say like, yeah, I would definitely want to like play or support for them?
I mean, on a real one, I'm happy to take whatever opportunities I can get. Like, if I'm not, you know, more time I'll be at these gigs regardless, supporting them. So it's just an extra level to be able to, you know, play for them as well. Should be doing a show with a rapper called Bushrod soon.
Nice.
I was supposed to be back early December, but it got postponed for some unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, I haven't got any other ones kind of on the horizon, but people hit me up.
Hit out Leverson, man. He is your guy. Leverson, we've actually come to your last song.
I don't believe it. I won't have it. Can we do this again?
Can we
scratch,
just
please?
just start again? Like, cut. We have 93 Till Infinity by Souls of Mischief. Ooh, this was definitely another delicious one for me. Let's give it a listen.
No crumbs.
No crumbs.
Yo, what's up? This is Tajay of the Mighty Souls of Mischief crew. I'm chilling with my man Festo, my man A+, and my man O. You know he's dope.
You know he's
right
dope.
now, you know, we just actually in the studio. We're hailing from East Oakland, California, and sometimes it gets a little hectic out there. But right now, you know, we gonna up you on how we just chill.
Dollar 7 digits, call up Bridget, her man's a midget. Plus she got friends, yo, I can dig it. Here's a 40 swig, you know it's frigid. I got him chilling in the cooler, break out the wall.
Damn. I used to know this like off by heart as well, yeah. This and Kick Push Lupe Fiasco was the first song that I learned off by heart. I can still like, I can still do it, yeah.
Tune though, tune.
Yeah. At the time I was really big into like skateboarding as well, so I was like, it's for me.
Hey, miss. time to do hair. The flicks at 8, so get straight. You look great. Let's grub now. Oh, rub
Nah,
The bar.
the bars. The
You
bars.
look great. Let's grub now.
It's just the whimsicalness to it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's weird because it's a 90s kind of beat, but with the weird wackiness of like 80s hip hop.
yeah.
Yeah, so weird. I love it.
Just a vibe though. Absolute vibe. I've always said if I was this age in the 90s, I would love it. I would just an era, just a time.
You're allowed to still love it now, you know. there's nothing stopping you.
No, definitely. But I feel like I wish I was there. Like I wish I was there to experience, to see it, and like just I just loved what the 90s was just giving and gave, and
I
just
can imagine you in like the FUBU and everything.
yeah, literally, I'll be that girl. But nah, this is such a tune, and again, it encapsulates you, the different genres, like it, and it's a nice little wrap up because it gives you that hip hop kind of feel.
Yeah.
But no, I absolutely love this, and it's also the first track of the album.
God damn it. Done it again.
Just unbeknownst to you, just out here like just doing
I'm telling you, intro tracks are the best. Hands down.
hands down. But no, this is good. This is really good. Why this song?
Again, compilation album from my dad.
Nice.
So there's this series called Late Night Tales, and they had a kind of sub-series called Another Late Night. And 07 did a version of that, and it was on that compilation album. And to this day, it's just my favorite hip-hop track of all time. And the amount of times I've rinsed the album, because it's another one that's just, from start to finish, it's like everything that I love. It's got like Quasimodo on there, Don Blackman, so like another weird left field 70s thing. Yeah, it's just everything from the sample to the weird bars. And there's a fun fact about it. It's the first music video ever to be filmed in a national park.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They filmed it in Yosemite National Park.
Love that.
And just everything about it it screams just vibes. It's not trying to be all, look at me, I'm
Yeah. Look, I
big
got
man
this
thing,
money.
like-
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just
it's just like, yeah, we're vibing. It's 1993, guys. Let's do this.
exactly
You look great.
that.
Let's grub now.
Exactly that. Now, these compilations like that your dad had, man. Oh,
You know what? I feel like compilations are that they people don't really do any anymore because no one buys CDs and that. No one's gonna buy really a compilation on a record, and if you release it, no one's really gonna listen to it on Spotify.
yeah.
I think it's very much a lost art in the same way I think playlist making is a lost art, because people and even with albums, I think everything's just so nowadays it's all about the individual track rather than as like a body of work and as a kind of musical journey. I think like mixes online or radio shows are the only way you can kind of really still
Get that
do
feel.
that.
Yeah.
But my dad had a huge collection of all these like random CDs and and it's how I've discovered so much music growing up, and because obviously those dipped in between loads of different genres as well. Kind of, I can attribute all my music taste and the stuff that I do now to the way all these compilation albums were set up.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, no, that's sick. That is sick. Like, yeah, it's just like you said, it's sort of like a lost art form that you don't get that like now, and like, and even if you do get playlists, that like most of the time it's not necessarily, it's most of the things that you've heard already. It's not any like a gem, like a deep gem that you're like, what is this? It's just kind of like, I find that's a really interesting point, because a lot of people are doing playlists nowadays. A lot of people may come and say this is a hidden gem, but then just it's not that like it's not really that
it's got
hidden.
2 million plays on Spotify, bro.
Yeah, it's not really that hidden. And there are some creators out there that do kind of give you stuff that you don't necessarily have a lot of listens, but to kind of create something that is like probably a SoundCloud artist that no one's kind of heard of, or to bring that to the forefront, or to kind of shine that light on that, which is what you're doing. It's just nice and refreshing to have, because we need that in this digital age of the
100%.
algorithm. We need
you know what we should bring back? You know, like 80s, like actually record a cassette mixtape. I think we should bring that back somehow. No one will be able to play them because who's got a cassette player?
No one will.
But it's a thought that counts.
It's a thought that counts. It's a thought that counts. I've literally had like a whole bag of like cassettes. Like it was,
really?
Yeah. Cassettes was a thing in my household, but we had to get rid of them. But nah,
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, those cassette tapes. But love the work that you're doing. Love your sound. Love the vibe.
So much,
love the stories. Just shout out to your dad. Shout out to those compilations. Shout out to just like your ever broad sort of like genres that you kind of bring to the table. It's refreshing. It's enlightening. It kind of like makes me want to kind of question my own open-mindedness to my music, and if I'm just like relying on Spotify to give me all the good stuff. But no, absolutely.
I'm just giving you an existential crisis now.
No, it's just like going home.
What am
I
doing with my music?
What am I doing with my music? Like I need to go and find more. But to wrap it up, Leverson, what artists do you think we should look out for? Like, you are the plug, you are the guy. Who are the artists you think that is coming, or we should look out for, or that we should definitely kind of check out and listen to?
You're gonna have to give me a minute to think about this, because there's so many sick people coming out right now. There's this guy I've been listening to a lot called H and Them.
H and Them.
Artists coming from, I can't remember whereabouts, somewhere in South Africa. Insane, so sick. You know what? You really should have told me. Asking this question before, because I'm just racking my brain of all the people that I've been listening to recently.
Sorry. I feel like I put you on the spot there.
You really have.
Apologies.
I'm gonna cry now.
No, it's fine.
Well, if you want an exhaustive list of people to listen to, I think you should listen to my radio show.
Plug away.
Oh, you asked me to plug away right now?
Yeah, plug away.
Damn. Fourth Saturday of the month on Voices Radio, 3 to 4 p.m. Everything's on Mixcloud, SoundCloud, everything. Track lists are there. Music from around the world, future R&B, soul, world hip hop. Stuff in languages you didn't even know existed. Like,
love that.
Everything. If it's everything you never knew you needed.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And Leverson, where the beautiful people where they can find you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Leverson, LEVRSN. All the Low Jam stuff, LOWJAMZ, and a little underscore underneath, because there's not enough usernames in this, in
this world. Gotta make it work.
But yeah, literally, find my stuff everywhere. You can Google me.
Check him out, man. No, honestly, check
I'm
out
easy to
Leverson.
find. Come say hi.
Come say hi. Leverson, I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show. I cannot thank you enough for like shining a light on the artists and the sounds and the music that just need to be heard and the things that we didn't know we needed. Thank you. And I really appreciate all your stories. And thank you, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And now we're going to cut and do it again from the start.
From the start, as we said. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you're ready, I'll be ready too.
We'll be here till next week.
Basically, we're just going to stay here. But beautiful people, thank you so much for listening. And thank you so much for watching now. You guys can see me. Is this the camera I should be looking at? Oh, I don't know.
Where's the director?
Where's the director? But yeah, beautiful people, thank you for listening and thank you for watching. And thank you for tuning in. And I'm sure you'll be hearing and maybe seeing me a little bit more very soon. Bye.
Ciao.
That was sick. Thank you so much.